Hello and welcome back to KHAO KOH here in the beautiful province of Phetchabun, and today we're enjoying a little bit of luxury. We haven't come too far away. We're about 15 minutes away from the beautiful temple on the glass cliff that we went and visited last time. And I've checked into a beautiful resort called KHAO KOH, and I've got the pool villa room, which is extremely beautiful. Let me take you inside. I'll have a little tour, show you around, because inevitably when I settle in, I do tend to make a bit of a mess. I will take you out on Dreamy later. So out here we have the beautiful design. It's very, very beautiful, very minimal. I love the wood and just the window there, and then you can see that tree. That tree actually sticks right out of the bathroom, which you'll see in a moment. And there's just luscious gardens here, and there's about 4 other pool villas, and they're not squashed together, so there's quite a bit of space, which is nice. And then just behind here there are the other types of suites that don't have pools, but they just look equally as beautiful. Decided to treat myself, and they did have a good offer on. I basically got this room at the price of the other rooms, so I paid 8,500 baht per night here, so almost $300 or just under. I just felt like treating myself, and since I'm staying here I thought I'd show you, because you might want to stay here too. So let's come in. Don't mind the butterflies, okay? One's going in my house. Get out of my house. So when you come in, you can see you get complimentary umbrellas, robes, slippers. There's a safe, usual stuff, and then the sink and the bathroom. The bathroom's quite nice. The shower room, I should say, because the bathroom itself is quite unique. In this particular room, the bathroom is outside. There's the tree we talked about, up into the nature, and then out here you can have a nice bathtub in the evening, and you can kind of, with that outside bathtub, kind of feel like you're outside in nature almost. I might give that a go tonight. No promises. The bedroom is massive. The mattress is huge and extremely comfortable. And I just like the minimal fittings, you know, like these like lamp features are very minimal, very clean, very Scandinavian. Nice telly. I don't know who this ugly mug is on the telly, but yeah, you can lie in bed and of course hook it up to Netflix and Amazon Prime, and I've just got it on YouTube at the moment. And obviously from the bed, boom, there's the pool. You got some bean bags, and I'm on the end here, so I have a little bit more privacy, or a little bit more you know, a feeling of being in nature, just because I don't have somebody on my right hand side. And then in the distance you can see the wind farm that's very famous in this area, and we will go visit that later. I am going to show you around, not just, you know, the resort. This isn't a resort video, this is just a portion of the video. I will take you out on Dreamy later, although I do kind of want to get settled and use the pool. So beautiful design, beautiful location. And what do you think? Would you stay here? Let me know in the comments. Here we go! Oh, this place is so relaxing. My gosh. Nice dip in the pool, a nice little nap. The sun looks like it wants to come out today, which is nice. This hotel is so well designed. I really just love the minimalism of it, you know, and the fact that it's so much in the forest, and they've really kept so many trees, so many green areas. There's this huge lawn area here that leads up to the restaurant, lots of lovely flowers, and even in the restaurant itself I don't know, just the way they've designed the tables and the furniture to include plants, and you can overlook into the other rooms and other areas. It just looks beautiful. And just to remind you, you know, I know a lot of YouTube channels, they get free accommodation for saying nice things. I'm paying, I always pay. Ever since COVID and starting a travel channel, I didn't want to use the channel or email ahead and say, oh, I'm a really big YouTuber, can I stay for free? Because I didn't feel right. So while we're at this stage and with COVID still going on, I just don't feel right. They definitely get a lot out of it, you know, especially some of the places I've stayed. They've emailed me and said, please come back and make another video. We've had so many bookings. And I'm like, no, that's good. That's all for you. But yeah, sometimes when I say all nice things, you probably think I'm getting paid to say it, but this place is really nice. So I've come here, dinosaur park, amazing dinosaur, and it was 100 baht and it was on the side of the road, and I thought, why not? It's brilliant. I've only just walked in and I love it. They move and their eyes blink, and they have sound effects. It's quite scary if you're like 8 years old. That's a velociraptor, and then they've got a ginormous brachiosaurus here. And the Brachiosaurus' tail's wagging and his head's moving and he's moving around. It's cool. I mean, I thought it was just going to be like this. I thought it was just going to be stationary, you know, but they move around like robotically. I've come into a neon world and I can hear scary dinosaurs. This is so well done. So well done. I mean, look, they have like these ones, right? And I think they probably bought these first, and then they probably got loads of bad reviews on Google, like, oh, it's just babyish. Sorry. And then they were like, all right then, we'll make it more scary. We'll get loads more. We'll get loads more and we'll get them to move. Look at this guy that's in the bushes. And you can hear, right, that they've taken the sound bites from the movies Jurassic Park. So, oh Jesus, sometimes you don't see them and then they just start moving. Spinosaurus. And it's big. You could spend an hour here with the kids. And there's loads of families here. We've come up to the top. There's a beautiful memorial here to a very recent war. So believe it or not, in this area in the 1960s until the 1980s, so in my lifetime, when I was a little whippersnapper, the Thai army were fighting the communists here, and they have an incredibly tall and beautiful marble monument to commemorate those who lost their lives fighting here. And then they've got this battlefield that they've kept quite nicely, and you've got the trenches here where they used to run around and reload the guns, and then they have all these bunkers that they must have had machine guns or mortars. And there's another museum just a little bit further, which we'll go to next, where I think they have a lot of the weaponry and crashed helicopters and things like that. I haven't been there yet. That's just up the road from here. But the best thing about being up here, for me, because I don't really know much about that war, but it's the views up here. Have a look at this. So there's that distant, can you hear music playing from the town below, which I drove through? Have a listen. And of course, the view is 360. It's absolutely amazing. And I've just looked on Google Maps, and those distant mountains beyond the valley, that's Loy, that's Isan, that's where we're going soon. So There's so many more adventures to go ahead, and I can't wait to get to Isan. That'll be the next province. But we haven't finished with Phetchabun. Throughout my trip, I've been constantly thinking as I drive through province by province in Thailand, where would I buy land? Where would I build a home? Where would I live? And up until now, Koh Samui, Patalung, and here are my top 3 at the moment. If you had a gun to my head, where would I buy land? Some of the homes in this area in Phetchabun, the wooden and Western style homes, as well as beautiful Thai homes. The architecture really goes well with these pine trees, and it gives it that European feeling, that premium feeling. However, you can just nip into town and there's 7-Eleven and you can get fruits and Thai food and all the beautiful things that you would expect to have in Thailand. But I don't know, just something about the fresh air and the clear visibility and the freshness of being up in the mountains and pine trees. I don't know, it just makes me feel like I'm back in England, up in the Peak District, or in Scandinavia, but it's Thailand. So I don't know, I just love it. I was just doing a piece to camera a second ago, just there, the entrance to the tunnels. And after about 10 seconds, I started to feel weird, and I looked down and I was standing on this line of millions of termites. I think they're termites, you know, because the ants don't do that, do they? They don't walk in threes. And they were on a mad mission, and they were all over my shoes and up my ankle, and I was screaming. But I got them off, and I followed their line. It goes about 40 meters down this path. They're incredible things. And I don't know where they're going. Maybe they're going to relocate or go for a war against the ants. I don't know. But just be careful where you stand. And the winner of the cheapest museum in Thailand goes to 10 baht. 10 baht to get in. And they have the history there in English and Thai, which is really nice. You have a read of that. It's quite interesting about the Communist War in the 60s, 70s and 80s. And they've displayed a lot of the artillery, planes and tanks and things that got destroyed, that the army lost. Oh, that's interesting. The engine of the tank, you can see where it was on fire. Very, very impressive. Really tastefully done, beautifully done. And there's the part that really hits home is the fact that the tank, the story of the RPG attack, you can see where the shell of the RPG went straight through the armor plating and probably smashed inside, and then, you know, fire in there, and there's not much chance of you surviving that if you're under attack and then the tank gets hit like that. And they have little memorials here to a few of the pilots and people who were in the battle, and people have left money all over the place. If you're into military tanks and things, you're gonna love this. This is really nice. And I have to say, the best thing about this and the monument is the fact that it's on the highest point of the mountain. So the views, and as you're walking around and driving around here, I mean, it's unbelievable, especially in the afternoon. I've never seen one of these helicopters so close. Look how big the blades are. Another part of Thai culture and history, I should say, that I had no idea about. I learnt whilst we were in Yala about the Communist War, but that was against the British and the Malaysians and all of that, and that was a completely different thing. This is Loy and Phetchabun and one other province, Pinsanaluk, where we were before, and the Thai army fighting against the communists in the 80s. So that's funny, isn't it? To think that, you know, 60s, 70s and 80s, when the Rolling Stones and the Beatles and every free love and all that in the UK and in the Western world, here in Thailand, in this particular area, there was a war going on. Super interesting. Okay, I have to say I'm very, very impressed with KHAO KOH in Phetchabun Province. Not only is it full of history, dinosaurs, and incredible, beautiful hotels and views and temples and everything, and fresh air and beautiful flowers, but it's also home to the wind farm, which I'm really, if you know me, I love engineering projects. And as you can see, the sun is moving down. It's towards the afternoon, so by the time we nip around, should be around sunset. So let's go. What are you waiting for? Come on. It's hard to keep your eyes on the road. The views are so good. Oh, I think that's my favorite view ever of the trip. The wind farms, the distant mountains, the afternoon light, the temples. Man, Thailand. Holy crap, you're the most beautiful country in the world. Okay, what a drive. That was an incredible windy road, lined with sunflowers, just epic, epic, epic road. And about 15 minutes away from the hotel, not too far. And I thought, you know what, it's the afternoon, let's come and check out this wind farm. And I've never been up close to a wind farm like this before. And the first thing that will strike you is the sound. They're noisy little buggers. As the blades cut through on their way down, they create like a very loud, windy noise, which is something I didn't know they did. So they are quite noisy. The second thing is they are absolutely massive, humongous. And there's probably 25, maybe 30 of them across this mountain range. And there's a little power generator, and it's cool to see. And it's also very Thai because you have restaurants, and there's a selfie stage here, which is where I'm at right now, and then there's a flower area for taking selfies, and they're spraying the crops. I think they're growing strawberries. Everywhere on this mountain range is growing strawberries, but they don't look like they're fruiting yet. It's a little bit early. We have to wait for December for them to fruit. But just incredible area, just absolutely beautiful. You can see back toward the mountain that we were at in the previous video with the incredible 5-headed Buddha statue and all of that area, which was where we were hanging out a few days ago. And then this area has just been beautiful. It's been so nice just to enjoy a little bit of luxury and just the gorgeous mountains of KHAO KOH in Phetchabun Province. Really something else. And there's the moon and Venus. They've come back out again. They're always together, aren't they? And then tomorrow I'm gonna head over to another mountain area and do another fun Phetchabun video. We're still not finished. We'll be here for a while, I think. Maybe 2 or 3 more days, maybe 4 or 5 more days. I'm in no rush to leave. Phetchabun Province. Another slice for you. Put it on your list. If you haven't already, put it on your list. Thanks for watching. And I'm just gonna stay here and stare at these things. They're incredible. See ya.